Hello everybody, Solution9 here, and welcome. So today, we're going over something different today. We're doing something completely different. I have a new favorite console, and I determined that within at least 2 weeks. Let's get started. So this console, allergies, this new console is a Nintendo system. But the question is, which one is it? Is it a handheld? Is it a home console? It is definitely a home console. But which one out of the 7? Is it NES, Super NES, SNES, pretty much, N64, GameCube, Wii U, or Switch? Well, there's only one particular system. It's a Wii system, but which one? Wii or Wii U? That's right, folks. It is the Wii U. Wii U is my favorite game console as of right now. And I'm going to explain the reasons why it's my favorite system, and also the other reasons why it's worth owning over a Nintendo Switch. So, the Wii U is dead by Nintendo in their terms and everything. It's completely dead. Dead system, everything. But it's also a fantastic console for its virtual console, something that you can't really get on the Switch. Yeah, you can download NES games, SNES games, N64, Genesis, okay. And there are some remasters of certain like Wii games and certain other games on the system, especially on the Wii U. But the Wii U itself is definitely a great system. I love it for the vast of the games. And I had a new favorite game. My original favorite game of all, my two favorite games of all time is Final Fantasy X and Super Mario 64. Well, Super Mario 64 was actually moved down a peg. And now my new favorite game of all time is Super Mario 3D World. I love this game. This is a fantastic game. I've already beaten it one time. I'm actually going through a second playthrough of it again. And I absolutely adore the game. I'm glad that whatever you're able to do, unlock Rosalina and everything, I'm glad they brought 3D with 2D together. That was something that crazy that Nintendo did. And there's other reasons why I love the Wii U as well. One, it's a whole lot cheaper to buy. And most of the games are extremely cheap. I will actually go through some of these games with y'all, actually. So on the Nintendo Switch, most of these games are selling for about $60 a piece as it's still right now. Like Super Mario 3D World, I can get on Wii U for about $25, half the price. Super Smash Brothers, on the Switch, it's $60. On the Wii U, $20. Mario Kart 8, it's half the price, $30 for this game. On the Wii U, it is. On the Switch, $60. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on the Switch is $60. This one is still $25. Literally half the price. The console, I paid for this. I got this. This was a $150 console. This was half the price of the Switch. And the one thing I like about it, what the Wii U was doing, what the Switch was trying to, what the Wii U was really trying to do, what the Switch did. So, the Wii U, I love the Wii U gamepad. Fantastic console, little thing. It's literally, if you think about it, it's like a console in itself. So even though it's a controller for the system, and it's the main controller, it's literally a console in itself. Because you can get like a Wii U Pro controller, you can use a Wii Remote and Nunchuck, Wii Remote and Classic controller with it. You can use all those different kinds of controllers. And it's literally a console in itself. So if you think about it, and it can also has backward compatibility, but if you think about it, you still got like one system that does everything, and then you have backwards compatibility. So you have the Wii games that can play up on the Wii U, which is backwards compatibility. That's a console in itself. And then you have the Wii U. Technically, if you think about it, the gamepad is technically a handheld and a tabletop console at the same time, which is really cool. But the flaw about it is you can't take it anywhere you want to go, and that's the one thing that I really don't like about the Switch. If it's made to be a home console, it's made to be at home. It's not made to be a handheld, and I love playing on a TV. And it's a fantastic system. The next thing I really want to get into is backwards compatibility. The Wii U is backwards compatible with pretty much every single Wii software that there is in North America, or it's region locked. And you also have Virtual Console. You have NES, SNES, N64, Wii games, DS games, Game Boy Advance games, TurboGrafx 16 games. That's 7 different consoles that's been added onto this, despite the fact it will be discontinued on March 27, 2023. So if you're looking to buy some Virtual Console games, act now, because Nintendo's online service, you're not actually buying the games. It's just an emulated version of what you're playing. So whenever they end that, you won't be able to play those. I would really recommend acting on getting the Wii U as soon as possible. Now, there are 2 versions of the Wii U, just like there are 3 versions of the Switch. There are 2 versions of the Wii U. There's an 8GB and a 32GB. As of right now, I just have the 8GB because I don't really download anything really. But there's also on the Switch, there's 2 32GB and then there's a 64GB. The 32GB is the original model as well as the Switch Lite, and then the 64GB is the OLED model. But there's a couple of things I love about the Wii U that I do not like about the Switch. One is originality. Wii U had a lot of original games that came onto it, like Yoshi's Woolly World. There has not been a true Yoshi platformer on a home console since 1997. Let that sink in for a minute. That's a long time. There hasn't been a traditional 2D Mario platformer on a home console since, 2009, which was on the Wii. Which, this came out as a launch title in 2012, which is a really good and decent launch title. New Super Mario Bros. U. And then we have Mario Kart 8, which was released, I'm pretty sure, it was released in 2014. On a home console, there hasn't been a Mario Kart game launched since 2008. And then Smash Brothers. Smash Bros. Was also released in 2014. That was also released in 2008 on the Wii. And then, like Nintendo Land, it was their flagship game like the Wii had Wii Sports. This was released in 2012, while Wii Sports was released in 2006. So, 6 years from behind. But here's what's really crazy. Pinkman. Pinkman 3 launched on the Wii U. I forgot what day, what year it was in. I think it was 2013, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm almost certain about that. There has not been a Pinkman game besides that. The Wii ports don't count. I'm talking about the actual games. If you want to go back to GameCube, it's been since 2004. If you want to talk about the Wii ports, they were in 2008, 2007, or 2008. That's a long time. And then we had some traditional 3D Mario platformers. Well, the 2D ones was actually okay, but the actual 3D platformer, this released in 2013, there wasn't a 3D Mario platformer since 2010, and that was Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now, if we want to go to a true actual platformer, which was Super Mario Odyssey, released in I'd say it's somewhere around either in 2017 or 2018, there hasn't been a true Mario 3D platformer since 2010. But that's besides the point. We're talking about the Wii U. The other thing I love about the Wii U is the controller. I love the Wii U Pro controller. It uses the exact same battery that the 3DS uses. And it also uses the exact same charger as the PS3. And there's some, you can actually change out the port and use the exact same 3DS charger on it, which is really, really cool. I think you can also, if I'm not mistaken, can it use this? No, it cannot. Oh, so it's a dedicated charger for the Wii U gamepad. Okay, cool. Didn't know that. But the Wii U in 2022, is it really worth buying? Yes. I recommend buying this. My review up on the system is a fantastic system. It's very cheap to collect for. It's very cheap in general to buy for. I recommend getting it and picking it up. Yes, it does not have a great third-party lineup. There's not too many great third-party games. There's more shovelware third-party games than there are good ones. There's a lot of great first and second-party games up on the system. That's a lot. That's what most of the system is, mostly first and second party games. That's really what the North American library is all about. Nothing but first and second party games. While you do have a good amount of third party games up on the system, but it's probably about 10 to 15 games. That's it. 15, 20 games. I can name probably like maybe 5 off the bat that are highly fantastic that I would pick up. And that I would pick up day one if you're getting a Wii U. Technically, Bayonetta does not count. That's technically a first-party game now. The first one I pick up is Monster Hunter 3. That is a fantastic RPG, fantastic role-playing game. Sonic Lost World. It was an okay platformer from Sega, but I would still pick it up. Fantastic game. To me, this is the best one out of the bunch. Zombie U. I think this should have been the pack-in game for the Wii U. This really should have been the pack-in game because this really utilizes what the gamepad can really do. Yes, Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. U were actually really good, but they didn't really show the features off. They just showed what the features could do with Wii remotes as well as the Wii U gamepad. While Zombie U really showed what the Wii U gamepad was really all about. I still think to this day that should have been the pack-in game. There's actually some more better ones. Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2. That game is fantastic. It's a great fighting multiplayer game. There's not too many other different RPGs up on the system. There's about 3 or 4 different RPGs on the system that I would recommend picking up. Paper Mario Color Splash, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Sharp FE. You could also pick up Monster Hunter Tri. It's about those 4 different kinds of RPGs that's released on the system. Watch Dogs, about really the only kind of GTA type game that's really released on the Wii U. I would really recommend picking that up. That's a great game. Black Ops 2, highly fantastic. I'd recommend picking that up as well. That's about 5 games right there. But there's a good solid amount. Madden, NBA 2K, FIFA. Those are the only good sports games that's really been released on the Wii U. Which, it's Wii U. It's okay. Those sports games are not too bad. They're okay. Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing Transformed. Great game. Resident Evil Revelations. Another good type of survival horror game. There is a good amount of games. Rayman Legends. There's another one for you. That was specifically made for the Wii U. But I still think if Nintendo actually marketed it correctly, they could have sold more units. They could have put more units in homes, but they didn't market it correctly. To be honest with you, I don't think it should have been called the Wii U. The way I see it, it should have been called... The way I think of it, should have been called... Either you could call it Nintendo U, which is not saying much. Could have took the Wii out of there. Could have took the Wii up out of there. Or, in other cases, you could have thought about the gamepad and think about what it can really do. Instead of putting like Nintendo Switch in there, or like they had like Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube, like all these kinds of things, names that they had for these consoles was highly fantastic. And Nintendo just came up with a nice brand name for their consoles. They could have called it the Nintendo Gamepad Player, something like that, where you could literally just play it on the Wii U and just have it. But to be honest with you, if they wanted to sell units, I still gotta agree with a bunch of other YouTubers out here. They should have just taken the gamepad off and just bundled it with the Wii Pro Controller, because not many games actually use the gamepad. Most games can usually just use the Pro Controller, which is completely awesome. There's probably, if anything, it's around about 10 to 15 games that really utilize and require the gamepad. 3 of those first-party games. No, there's actually 4 of those first-party games as far as I'm concerned. 4 of the first-party games that actually require it. Technically, Zombie is a third party, but still. A first party one is Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land actually requires the gamepad. Star Fox Zero, that's another one that actually requires the gamepad. There's actually some more type of first party games that actually require it. At the start of the game, when you first get it, I know Super Mario Maker actually requires a gamepad. Then you can actually use other controllers. But there's actually a couple of third party games that really actually require the gamepad, which is really, really cool. Like you would have like in like Resident Evil, you could use the gamepad as like a second screen, which is awesome. But that is my take on the Wii U and why it's my favorite system of all time. It really brought back the memories more than anything. It really brought back so many memories for me. And it's just a fantastic console. Alright, everybody. Tell me what your favorite game is. Tell me if you love the Wii U. Tell me if it's your favorite or not. Leave it all in the comments down below. Thanks, everyone.